So we're just going to move straight to the entertainment news. And we are starting with this one that's also been trending. Mercy Chinwo's ex-label boss denies diverting of music royalties fund. Gospel singer Mercy Chinwo's former music label boss, Dr. Ezekiel Onyedikachukwu, has come out to deny the allegations leveled against him by his former signee, Mercy Chinwo. All of this is coming after a federal court in Lagos State ordered the arrest of the music executive over a $345,000 fraud. The presiding judge granted the order after the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, filed an ex parte motion for his arrest. The EFCC stated that they received a petition from Mercy Chinwo against her former label boss after she accused him of receiving royalties from her digital platforms and events without informing her of the transactions. They added that if the music executive cannot be apprehended, the EFCC would resort to a public summons to declare him wanted. The court also adjourned the case until January 24th for arraignment of the music executive. In reaction to this, the CEO of EeZee Conceptz, in a series of social media posts, called out Mercy Chinwo for attempting to claim ownership of a catalog that he allegedly fully funded. According to him, he has sent up to $625,000 to Mercy Chinwo. Despite the singer's claims of unfair treatment, he wrote in part, and I quote, $625,000, that is how much you've received from EeZee Conceptz to date. But you would prefer to insulate that part to keep deceiving people and weeping sentiment on how you signed a bad contract or had been treated badly. Same deal you desperately persuaded me for years and had to get third parties to impress on EeZee Conceptz to sign you. Despite a 50-50 earnings ratio, you're still trying to weaponize law enforcement and religious organizations, all in a bid to take over a catalog you did not spend £1 on. You've received over $635,000 to date. Still, this situation persists. While claiming and singing it all for Jesus, your actions paint a different picture.
Yes, he added, and he says, and I quote, "You started as my backup singer in the studio and on stage. Unlike some music talent producers and label executives, it is something I stumbled into by marriage or association. It's disheartening to see lies being spread and efforts to weaponize law enforcement and religious affiliations against me. I invested my blood, sweat, and hard-earned money into you. I housed you for months before securing 2-bedroom apartments for you and your band leader. You breached our contract by failing to deliver a third album and withholding funds meant for the label from content and events. When this happened, I didn't attack you. Instead, I reached out proposing a reconciliation meeting and even suggesting an independent audit for transparency." End quote. He continues, "Last year, I was illegally detained by EFCC for 9 days far from Lagos, where our business took place. Under duress, $274,000 was extorted, yet I still didn't resort to dragging you publicly. As a law-abiding citizen, I chose to follow the legal processes outlined in the contract you signed with EeZee Conceptz." End quote. He continues, "If your hands are clean, why avoid the multi-door resolution process in our agreement? Why manipulate situations to bully me? You deny the contract when it speaks of your obligations and our benefits, but quote it when it benefits you, discrediting the same document that you have hugely benefited from. Kindly post your bank statements and songs received 3 years before you were signed and 3 years after you signed. You are now attempting to claim ownership of a catalog I fully funded, a body of work you never contributed financially to. 4 years, you have received both quarterly royalties and immediate remittance from the 50-50 agreement, but this greed and betrayal that persists are beyond comprehension." End quote. In conclusion, he wrote, and I quote, "Let me remind you, I founded the label that built your platform, put food on your table, and gave you opportunities beyond your dreams. Through God's grace, you did this, and no one can erase the role EeZee Conceptz played in building your influence. I will continue to act lawfully, trusting the legal system and God to defend my peace and reputation. I appreciate the multitude of prayers, support, and love. May truth and justice prevail." End quote. Just so you know, Mercy Chinwo and EeZee Conceptz parted ways in 2022 over a disagreement between the singer and the label boss. At the time, the singer shared a cryptic message begging God to protect her from dishonest people.
So this has actually been going on for a while. There have been a lot of allegations, and now the ex-record label boss has come out to defend himself. And I saw a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, when she first came out, why didn't you talk? You were trying to gather things. But there are people that do not respond immediately. And then there are people that respond immediately. Some people will say, oh, if you come for me, I come for you immediately. But then there are people that do not even like social media call-outs and would rather not respond until people start saying, oh, go out there, you need to say something. And I feel like, okay, now he has said his part, she has said her part, and I don't know if we need to wait for the court or if she should just put out a bank statement, because he is claiming that he has been paying her. They had a 50-50 agreement, and he never went out of the agreement, and that if she wanted to sort this out, they had a clause, a multi-door or something clause, which they could have addressed it. But on the other hand, it could also be that maybe she had addressed it and nobody was listening to her, nothing was being done for her to come out on social media. It's just really, really dicey. Like, I have a lot to say and I don't even know where to start from.
Well, I mean, it's funny and interesting to see that, you know, the same kind of battles that they have in the secular world, where, you know, we've seen issues of record labels fighting after, you know, maybe 2 years or 3 years of beautiful collaboration and relationship. We end up seeing them fighting and it gets messy and everybody's on social media. Now, it's funny that we're seeing it in the gospel industry, because we know that, I mean, this is for the ministry. This is a formula that had worked. EeZee Conceptz and Mercy Chinwo has been a beautiful relationship that has gone on for a little while, and it's sad to see that they're having this kind of monumental issue. They're having this kind of issue where they are dragging themselves to court and they're going on social media. Almost about $1 million involved, if you round it up at the end of the day. But it's sad to see that even in the gospel industry, we also have this kind of issues. So at the end of the day, what's the actual problem with a label structure in the music industry in Nigeria? Because it's repeated, it's over and over and over. It's been repeated. It's sad to see this again. At
the end of the day, I'm just going to say what we've been saying for years. Like, if you want to get signed to a record label in whatever industry, even if it is music, be it comedy, once you want to sign under a management, whatever contract they give you to sign, you also need to get a lawyer, because you need to understand everything so that in the future, when you feel like things are not going your way, you can know where to come from in the legal system. So it doesn't look like maybe it's greed or something else. It's just crazy. I wish them the best.